Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miss back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel. But instead of the Moncton Miss franchise mode, obviously, we are going to be hopping into our brand new franchise mode, which you can see here on screen is the Minnesota Wild. So I'm pretty excited to do this because, well, there's a few reasons really. Minnesota, I think, is a very interesting team. Obviously, they're in a very interesting spot where they're kind of always fighting for a decent spot in the standings to make the playoffs, but they can just never seem to get over that hump. And I mean, obviously, they've had some pretty good players, such as Eric Stahl, Ryan Suter, obviously, Zach Parise. So I'd really like to bring Minnesota a cup. I think it would be very cool. Obviously, in the most, well, I don't think the most recent, but one of the most recent videos of Moncton Mist franchise, we obviously brought a cup to Moncton. So, hopefully I'll be able to take some of those skills and bring them over here. Now, we might have to go through a bit of a rebuilding phase. I'm not too sure yet. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what the plan is here. I don't really know. This is just going to be an intro episode, really. It's not going to be too long. But yeah, I mean, let's just take a look around. I am very intrigued to see what will happen with this Minnesota team. And I think Minnesota is one of those teams where they aren't too. They don't get looked at enough. I feel like they always get missed out, or they always get missed on. There's not a lot of coverage on Minnesota, so I'd like to bring that here. So let's just take a look at the team. I just want to quickly check the captaincy. So obviously we currently don't have a captain, but I'm going to take the A off of Jonas Brodin and put it on Matt Dumba. I think Dumba is going to be one of the face of the franchise defensemen, obviously. We're listed as a seller, which, of course, yeah, you kind of expect that. This team isn't that great. We could definitely be a seller for the next few seasons. Now, this is interesting because I remember I had made some changes to this team. I had raised Kevin Fiala up to an 85. Well, this was before the roster update came out. Then I changed to those to the brand new updated rosters, I guess, that EA put out, which kind of sucks because they reset everything. Because I had Fiala up to an 84 and 85. I think I had Johansson still at an 82. I think I had Zuccarello at an 83, so I don't think I changed that. Greenway, I think I dropped. Bukestad, I think I dropped. Parise, I don't think I changed. Eriksson, I didn't change. Bonino, I put up to an 84, though, because Nick Bonino is a beast. You guys should take a look at some of his in-depth stats. Nick Bonino is an incredible player. He should be just so much higher overall. Kind of sucks he's so low. Ryan Hartman, I don't think I changed. Nico Sturm is in the NHL. Victor Rask, I put down to like a 76 because he's just not even an NHLer at this point. Like, I mean, I believe he spent some time in the AHL this past season with Minnesota. And then Marcus Foligno. Then looking at our decor, I think I had lowered Suter to an 86. I kept Dumba at an 85, but I wouldn't be opposed to putting him up to an 86. I kept Brodin at an 83, but I also raised Spurgeon to be an 85. And I raised Hunt to be an 81. So there's some overalls which I definitely don't agree with on this team. Obviously, Jared Spurgeon being at an 84. Minnesota is kind of a severely underrated team in some cases, and obviously Spurgeon is on that huge 7.5 by 7, which kind of sucks. You would have kind of liked for him to be a little bit better. I mean, hopefully he'll be able to be fine. Like, I just don't want him to completely fall off. That's my only worry, and this is the second series that we'll be using Jonas Brodin, so I mean, just the way the cards roll, I guess. And obviously our goaltending tandem is Cam Talbot, who should probably be a little bit lower of an overall. I'd say max, like an 82. Obviously he played much better in Calgary than he did at Edmonton, but still, like, Those are some. I mean, those are some all right stats, I guess. Alex Stalock probably an 82, maybe an 81. Again, I mean, he did all right for on a pretty poor Minnesota team, and obviously we no longer have Devin Dubnyk, who yeah. Capo Kakinen is up to an 80 overall, which is interesting because he probably shouldn't be this high, although maybe a bit of a better potential than the medium fringe. But really, I mean, I'd like to be playing him in the NHL as our backup, but I might have to play him in the AHL because obviously we have Talbot and Stalock right now, who are currently both signed for a few years. Obviously, Talbot got a pretty big contract here, which is okay. Obviously, the contract isn't horrible. It'll bring him up to being 36. So, like I said, obviously we are listed as a seller right now. I am going to edit the block though, if this game will load. Let's edit our trade block. I'm just going to take everyone off it. I don't really know what the plan is for this team yet. We might just sim some games and we'll see how it goes. I don't really plan on doing any simulation in this episode, but we might. So let's just take a look at value. Yeesh, that is poor. Our highest value player is Matt Dumba, which, to be fair, I would agree with. Marco Rossi, obviously, hopefully a huge part to this future. I'm hoping. Obviously, just drafted at 9th overall. So, yeah, that'll be nice. 68 at 18. Maybe could be a bit higher of an overall. I might make some roster changes or some overall changes. I might lower some players. I might boost some players. So don't be surprised if in the next episode some overalls are changed. I probably won't touch any of the prospects. Maybe Marco Rossi up a little bit. I'm not too sure though. And then Alex Kovanov is an interesting player as well. I mean, we have a few interesting prospects. None of them really too great, I guess, but they're there. And I mean, Matt Dumba again, I don't know why he's down to a medium top 4. He was obviously a medium elite in the previous game. I mean, only 24 points in 69 games, but last season he had 22 points in 32 games. Obviously a beast, put up 50 points the season before. A bit of a down year for Dumba, but most of Minnesota was pretty poor this past season. And I don't know if Dumba really puts up any points or not, but I guess we'll see. Obviously, we still have that very big Ryan Suter and Zach Parise contract as well, up until they are 40, which kind of sucks. And let's go check out the goalies. Pretty much no value in the goaltending tandem as well, but we do have prospect Hunter Jones, which will hopefully be nice for us. Hopefully he can grow in the AHL. I'll probably play Kakinen and Jones in the AHL. Baribo probably just won't be playing, unfortunately. And for draft picks, what are we looking like? We have 2 firsts this year, which is very useful. That is very, very nice. Because who knows where Pittsburgh will fall in the standings, and who knows where we will fall in the standings, to be fair. So 2 firsts, a second, 2 thirds, and a 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So I'm assuming the first and third? Yeah, first and third, I'm assuming, was from the Zucker trade, which is pretty crazy, to be fair. That's a lot for Jason Zucker, although it would be nice to have Jason Zucker on this team right now. I don't really think I'm missing anyone. I think Kevin Fiala should be a bit of a higher overall. This guy was having a great season, obviously. If he had played the whole season, probably would have hit 70 points, and probably would have had 30 goals if if COVID wasn't a thing and all that. But I think pretty good out of Kevin Fiala. Maybe should be a little bit better. Kind of sucks that he's so low, but what can you do, really? Yeah. I mean, I think Kevin Fiala's a really good player. So, yeah, there's a few overalls I really don't agree with, and I think I might change some of them, but I'm not too sure yet. We will see. Yeah, Jesus, that Zuccarello contract as well is brutal. There are some pretty bad contracts on this team. As I had previously mentioned, the Suter Parise contracts, those are going to suck because, Parise will be, or I guess they will both be 41 by the end of their deal, which is going to suck. Dumba, I'm okay with that. He's obviously a great defenseman. Zuccarello, probably a bit overpaid. I mean, Johansson, same thing, but he's on the last year of his deal. Same thing for Brodin. Benito, I mean, again, a pretty good deal, but should be better. And Fiala obviously is going to want a big contract next year. Jonas Brodin obviously on that big extension as well, which is a little scary. Victor Rask then as well. I mean, he's got 2 years left, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? And, I'm a little worried about Spurgeon just because, again, that's going to bring them into the very end of their career, like the Spurgeon, Suter, Parise contracts. Probably Zuccarello as well. Those are some long contracts till players are old. So, apart from those few contracts, I guess they really aren't that bad. And Talbot is a bit interesting. He's making a decent amount of money, but he is an 83 overall, which you can't really complain about too much. So, like I had previously mentioned, I think at the end of this video I might make some changes to some of the Minnesota players, and then we'll start up the franchise mode in the next episode. But let's just take a quick look at what I'm thinking for lines this season. So I'm saying probably... Well, actually, let's just see what players I want in the NHL and what players I want in the AHL. So, Jesus, our best overall forward is an 83. That is very, very poor. That's very interesting. Is Nico Sturm really the best option we have right now? Jesus. Well, that's not good at all. I mean, Luke Johnson, I guess, is our best option, but Nico Sturm is also not that great. And as for defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Greg Patterin and who's this? Dakota Mermis will be sent down to the AHL. And again, the goaltending as well will be changed. Kakinen will also be sent down to the AHL. So, yeah, let's go take a look at the lines now, I guess. This should be interesting. I'll best lines it first, but I'm thinking for lines. I mean, if that's giving me a +5, I might keep it like that, in all fairness. And second line, probably something similar to that. Yeah, probably. Can Bukestad play center? He can, right? Yeah. Not too bad either, to be fair. Just the issue is the 3 power forwards on that line, so we're going to have to change that for sure. I mean, Victor Rask is a playmaker, so I guess I'll put him on that third line. Yeah, we'll play Greenway on the left wing because he's listed as a left wing. We'll play Rask in the middle and Bukestad on the right. Obviously, that's a big winger, so that's nice. And then down on our fourth line, Johnson, Foligno, and Hartman. That's a very poor fourth line. Ryan Hartman, there was a lot of hope for Ryan Hartman at one point. I thought he was going to be a pretty decent player, but I guess he never really panned out. Obviously, he started in Chicago, then 2 seasons later went to Nashville. That same season went back to Chicago. And then the next season was in Philly, and then that same season was back in Nashville, and then the next season, obviously now in Minnesota. So Harmon's moved around the league quite a bit, but I'm guessing that's probably what the forward core will look like. Fiala at a boosted overall, though. Benino at a boosted overall. Rask probably at a lower overall. And that'll probably all be the only changes for the forward core. As for the D core, probably staying the same, but Suter a little bit of a lower overall, Spurgeon a higher overall. Yeah, and then goalies, I mean, I'm not too worried about the goalies. I think they're okay. Like I said, maybe Talbot could be demoted. I might do that. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. So, let's just take a look at the AHL. I'll best lines it, and we'll see what the team is looking like. Cody McLeod, who's old. Kyle Rao, who's old. Where are our prospects? Like, people that can actually grow. Brandon Duhaime, medium bottom 6. I mean, obviously Nico Sturm, but he's also a medium bottom 6. So we really don't have anyone. Dmitry Sokolov, who isn't too bad. I'll probably put him on the top line just because he's like our best prospect down in the AHL. William Bin will also put up. We might as well. But yeah, it is dry for prospects. Ian McCoshen. Yeah, I mean he could be better, but probably not gonna be any better. Louis Belpedio. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Are there any players that I'm really missing out on? Kalen Addison. Yeah, okay. Kalen Addison will definitely be put up or put into the lineup. He's going to be on that top pair with McCoshen. Fedor Gordeev. Where's our next best prospect? Is it Gordeev? Because if it is, well, that's pretty poor. I mean, I probably will put Belpedio back in. Actually, probably Philip Johansson. Obviously he's only a high top 6, but yeah, probably that. And then the goaltending, obviously, like I said, Kakinen and Hunter Jones will be the tandem for our AHL team. Yeah, in hopes that Jones can be a decent goaltender for us in the future. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really plan on making any early trades, obviously. I'll probably just wait and we'll see where the team is headed. I don't see this team doing any good for us. But like I said, guys, I do plan on making some changes. So what I will do off camera, I will make some changes to the team. I'm going to change some overalls. There's going to be some people boost and some people stripped of a few overalls, but that is all right. I really won't change any major stats or anything, but yeah, we shall see how things go in the next episode. So in the next episode, I will have all the updated rosters changed and verified for you guys. I will go over them with you guys in the next episode, but like I said, it'll just be those few players like a Spurgeon, Suter, Rask, Fiala, Bonino. So yeah, I'm excited to start this series. I think it's going to be a very interesting one considering, like I said, Minnesota doesn't get a lot of treatment, I think, and I'd like to bring some attention to Minnesota. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Obviously a short one today, but I guess it's just a little of a series intro. So again, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.